Alright, so we have the next match for my team this week. I believe we will probably lose this one. LogiSwords are a very solid team. My team is currently 0-3 with a -9 differential. So, any other result other than us losing 3-0 here is pretty unexpected. So, we'll see what happens here. We're going to Busan. LogiSwords, very strong team. Respect due where it is. They are a top 2 team and get good currently. One of the top contenders here we have Moldy Milkers and AI on the other side, and LogiSwords and Rush Hour on this side seem to be the 2 best squads we have. I could see No Diff Unks being on a little bit on the outside looking in. They could snag a playoff slot from one of these teams. They seem pretty solid too. But we will have to wait and find out. LogiSwords put up a very good performance against Rush Hour, which makes me very concerned for how my team is going to do against them. Does not seem like a team you want to face right now. They are very, very strong. Here they come. Coming up the stairs. Here comes my team. In the red. Very rarely put them on the red side, but Mercy just feeding in. Inting immediately. Malga just being so weird. His charges for my team have been so unbelievably bad. Like, look at that. I feel like he does not do that nearly as much in 3v3s. In 3v3s, he was a little bit smarter, if memory serves. Mercy, once again, getting picked off early is what leads to a very quick teamfight victory for LogiSwords. Blazing Magi, Mercy seems a little bit low tier. Malga missing a shift once again. As per the norm, Hanzo getting very low. However, he's going to get bubbled. He's going to get traded out, though. LogiSwords holding on. Alright, and on the docket, here come the Blazing Magi. They are returning. Seems like in 4v4s and in 3v3s, you really have to base your picks off the quality of the character, not how you think they would synergize well with others. It seems Sombra and Malga actually making something here. Can Sombra win this 1v1? She can. So that will result in a Blazing Magi teamfight victory, actually. Just barely, but we do get one. Now that we have control, I'm wondering if this could get a little bit more interesting here. Naga should be back soon. He is coming up. Gonna go through there onto the Zarya here. Zarya's getting very low. She's gonna get traded for the Mercy, and I'll take that trade every day of the week. Reaper getting Malga very low. Sojourn able to pick him off though. Sojourn putting in God's work for my squad here. We've suffered 3 3-0s back to back. It has been a rough season for Blazing Magi. However, we get a Koth here. It's a very solid team. We're trying our best. Want to see some ults coming out here. Oh, we don't use anything. We had 2 ults to work with. Failed to use either of them. They also failed to use any of their ults. So we're going to see a well, I don't even know if we're going to see a final fight here. Don't know if Malga's going to spawn in time or move in time. Okay, we get like one more fight here for my team. Gonna have a lot of ultimates on the other side though, so we're probably not gonna win. Unless the EMP is like massive. Alright, here comes the touch, hopefully. Okay, Magi is gonna drop down. Wastes the ult there, but I don't think it matters. Wait, it actually got something. How did it hit Sojourn? I don't even know how that worked. Maybe I'm schizo and didn't see the Sojourn, but that ult didn't look like it hit anything, but somehow it did. I'm so confused right now. Anyways, good hold there from LogiSwords. Looking like they're solid subs as usual. Looks Magi looking like a mess of a team. Probably won't get anywhere. That's okay. Magi was doomed to fail at some point, surely. Alright, here comes the Mauga squad. They are gonna go left. Plays in Magi. Pretty much out of playoff contention already. They would probably need to win all 7 of the remaining matches if they wanted any chance. And that is just not gonna happen with how poorly some of these players have been playing. LogiSwords, on the other hand, I think this team could go the distance. They are lucky series after lucky series away, like map after map, of beating a team like Rush Hour. Very much a quality team here that we are up against. Although my team is actually able to win this fight, I think. Well, okay. Sojourn Sombra putting in some work. Trying to earn my favor again, but it's just been a rough season for us. The Blazing Magi headquarters. Not able to find too much success in this league. LogiSwords, on the other hand, have been pretty much sitting pretty throughout this entire season. However, we do drop their... I'll take that trade. Mercy's not a big part of my roster, to be honest. She's just kind of there. And that is going to be another team fight. We're actually going to have a lead on a map against LogiSwords. This team is very good. So this is a bit of a surprise for me. LogiSwords gonna be coming back here. Can we just hold out? Now, hopefully Magi doesn't eat himself into the void. Both bubbles are going to be used. Zarya's getting very low, however. Wow. Wow. Okay. Not quite able to take her out. We are up to 70% on the board. Some ultimates coming in for each side here. Zarya famous for not using her ult and halting the use of ults that combo with her, i.e. Hanzo never ults when Zarya ults. So I think Hanzo and Zarya's ults are a bit broken, and she will fall. So despite being a very good team with Zarya, you just sacrifice a whole ult usage. Holy crap! How did my team die? Okay, well, Mauga killed himself. I think that was the main issue. Seems to happen at least once per match for me. And no ultimates expended on the side of LogiSwords, giving them a huge ult advantage in this next fight. And we used 2 and somehow still managed to absolutely bum our way to a defeat on that. And that is going to be it. That is a 2-0 victory here for LogiSwords. Wasn't even close. As Mauga eats himself off once again. Oh my word. Mauga not looking like he once was on the Krusty Crushers last season. Fought alongside the Sojourn, and they were a pretty solid squad together, but just not it here. As we drop yet another map. This is our 10th map loss in as many maps played. 10 maps lost back to back. We have not won a single map. Another cough. So thankfully, my suffering should end early as these maps go fairly quick. LogiSwords, looking like one of the best teams we have in this league, despite not using ults, despite the Zarya bug that bricks 2 ults on her team. This is the second account I've played on, so I know it is not the Kirhei account that bugs the ult. It's probably something to do with how the tank passive is programmed in or something. Not too sure about that. Here comes Zarya. Mauga going to charge back into his team once again. Always does this for some reason. I don't understand it at all. If he just went forward instead of backwards, he might actually have some success, but instead he just decides to shift back towards his team, let his Mercy die, and then proceed to get the rest of the team killed. I don't quite understand why he's playing so differently than he did with Krusty Crushers. He seems a bit inept on my squad. Jungle Queen gonna pick up 2. Hanzo getting the Mercy. Naga just gonna back up. Mercy was in last year's finals. She was on the losing side. No one from the side. Actually, the Reaper. The Reaper was technically in the finals. He was on the winning side, but he wasn't ever played. He didn't touch a single map. 3v3 is not quite as good for the Reaper. Sojourn going on the wide flank here. I don't think it's going to amount to too much. He's probably just going to die. And that is very likely the first point. Very disappointing series here from the Blazing Magi. As Mauga once again, for some reason, turns around with his shift and then just goes backwards. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is an easy 100-0 victory for LogiSwords on this first Oasis map. I'm gonna see a little bit of a touch here from Sojourn, but I don't think it matters that much. Mercy somehow gets the res off. Okay. Doesn't really matter though, because Mercy's gonna die. And that will just be about it. 100 to zilch. LogiSwords on the second point. Alright, the second map, first point. Looking like a very clean 3-0 victory here for LogiSwords. Not quite worth the watch. So next up on the board we have Nodiff Unks versus Nodiff Unks versus Rush Hour. I'm actually very curious how that goes. I feel like No Defunks actually have a chance in that matchup. Krusty Crushers. Wait. Oh, Krusty Crushers versus AI. That one's going to be a one-sided smash. And then Moldy Milkers versus Microfish. That one you'd think would be a smash, but I actually think that could be interesting to see what happens. It is 3 tanks against... I don't know. It probably won't be very interesting, actually. Probably will be Microfish getting destroyed. We'll see. We'll see. While I was distracted talking about the next match, my team actually managed to win a fight here. Okay. Thanks, squad. We're currently only down 1-0 in this series, so I guess it's not completely over. But we're gonna need some, like, clutch maps, or, like, some clutch things that favor us, because LogiSwords are a very good team. Not sure exactly what favors us at the moment. Not much. Probably just lucky fights. Alright, LogiSwords coming back in, taking the point back. Magi do get a 34% lead, but as my pessimism states, I don't expect that to stay. Naga has been a severe disappointment this season. He did get nerfed, but he got nerfed in that nerf was part of last season too, so Zarya is gonna get traded out here. It's usually when we can win a fight, but when we drop 2 like that, it's pretty much just over. So now LogiSwords will take the lead here, and this is going to probably be a 2-0 map score and series score. Blazing Magi just can't get anything started here. At all, and we will be on a -12 differential after this match. Mercy just gonna feed herself in there and die, and everyone else will soon follow, and that is going to be it. 100-34 will be the final score on this one. I have no doubt in my mind. As this series probably isn't even worth watch. My team's going to be more worth a watch when we play a team like Krusty Crushers or Microfish. Those matches could be interesting. Mercy's going to fall here, and that will very likely just be it. Yes, it will. And that is 100-34, just like I said. And we will be heading to map 3, where LogiSwords will be able to complete the 3-0 against perhaps the worst squad in the entire league. We'll have to wait and see until I face some of the other low-tier opponents. First, I thought those first 2 3-0s might have been flukes. Maybe Magi just wasn't on his roll. Maybe the map selections weren't quite going in our favor, but now I'm fairly confident my team is just buns. We're going to Deathmatch Malevento. We had a little bit of a good showing here earlier today against Moldy Milkers. Gave me a little bit of hope. And then my team proceeded to dash those hopes immediately. So I don't quite expect us to do very good here once again. But I'm open to being wrong, and hopefully my team does focus up and lock in here. So you're going to be the first to fall there. That's a good start. And wow, okay. Sojourn getting 1. Sojourn getting like 3 there. Putting in work. be all about killing this Zarya as quickly as we can. We have pack control too. 5-0 for us. Like I said, this map giving me hope last time. It's giving me hope again, unfortunately. Don't want this hope. Okay, now it's getting dashed a little bit. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a 3-0. This is gonna be 3-0. I have no doubt in my mind this is gonna be 3-0. Mercy's gonna get picked off here because she just gets a bad spawn. Thank you, game, for that. Big slam coming in from Mauga. However, the bubbles are there, and so it probably won't matter. And there we go. There goes the lead for LogiSwords. They do take it back after a little bit of a strong start from Blazing Magi, but that's about it from us, I think. Okay, somehow... How does Mercy even die there? Okay. And eventually, Sojourn will fall too. I think Zarya is going down over here. Actually, nope, she's fine. Gets the health back. And Mauga's gonna go down here. Not before trading. Take a kill away here. That's good, at least. 10-10. Mauga's coming in on the Reaper. Does eventually pick up that kill. He's gonna go on this Hanzo. Blazing Magi actually putting in a little bit of work here. Once they get the control over this room, they have some good freaking fights. All Mauga here. He does eventually yeet the queen off the map. Mercy trying to 1v1 the Reaper over here. Ill-advised. Reaper kind of is a strong hero. However, trade's gonna happen there. Here comes the cage. Huge. Mercy getting the res, taking another kill away. Up 18-17. We actually have a chance here. We might be deathmatch warriors. Huge ultimate, though, by the queen will probably result. Oh, okay. We do at least trade out one of those kills. I'm gonna catching the Hanzo a bit alone, but doesn't really capitalize on it. Instead, he's gonna be caught out. Oh, he does get out though. Mercy gets rezzed. Oh, he does die. Okay. Sojourn gonna lose that 1v1 to Zarya, and Reaper doing work in the back over there. So we're gonna die here, and now it is 17-19. Blazing Magi currently holding a little bit of a lead here, but not ideal. Not ideal, because now it is tied again. Sojourn able to get a little bit of a pick going. Can she? Oh my gosh, there's two real picks right there, but just can't clean them up. Oh my gosh. So low on those targets and just not able to finish the kills. So frustrating to watch as the coach of Blazing Magi. Okay. Mercy's gonna go down here. Hanzo's on. Oh my word. Sojourn just gonna fall down there, and suddenly there's a 4-point lead for the LogiSwords. As Sombra will just fall. Mauga weirdly run up against a wall for some reason. So dang frustrating. And now it is a 9-point lead. So promising at the start of every Malavento match, and then it all just falls down the tube. 2 Malavento matches where we started out fairly strong, winning like 2 or 3 fights, and then all of a sudden we just like fall apart and don't win anything else. It's really, really odd to witness. Alright, Maga's gonna go down here. And that's 5 points away from the 3-0, and Blazing Magi gonna hold on to 0 wins on a not even a single map headed our way in the first 3 matches, or 4 matches of the season. Killing Sombra while invis. Mercy not getting the res off. She will instead just die for her hubris. And 1 kill away, and that's gonna be it. Really boring series, not worth the watch. And we'll go to the next one.